So, Britt, Monday, your final performance, it looked like on The Voice. Take me through it. What was tell me the song choice, tell me the vocal decisions that you made and all that stuff. And what was that whole experience like?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was, it's the first round of the play. I was going in there, just know the stakes are getting higher and higher. And I was singing, Adam actually chose Somewhere Only We Know for me to sing. And that was definitely one of the harder songs that I had sang. And so a lot of practice went into it, but I mean, I can't say anything terrible about the result either. I watched it back and felt good about it.
When he says Colby's name first and doesn't say yours, what was the emotion going through at that point?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. We walk up on stage and Adam chooses Lucia first, and I was like, that's a no-brainer. I thought she was gonna go. She's so talented and an incredible performer. But I mean, I thought I thought it could be me. 100%. I definitely thought it could be me. When he said Colby's name, it honestly was a bit of a relief for me. I wasn't necessarily terribly mad about it. Yes, I did think it could be me, but at the same time, I counted all blessings that I was able to get that far in the competition.
Yeah, I mean, objectively, Colby's performance was pretty good. He,
It absolutely was. It
he
absolutely was.
really came out of his shell on that one.
Yeah.
When you rewatched it with your family, was it easier to see on screen? What did you kind of notice when you rewatched it on Monday?
Shoot, man, I actually was really nervous about it. I was very nervous because I I thought in my head, you know how you think things sometimes, but I thought in my head that wasn't one of my best performances. I didn't think that was one of my best performances. And so going into it, I was just praying, God, I hope it's not as bad as I think it is. And watching it back, it was like, this is great. Like I had nothing to worry about, and going out on that note, um, like it was good. It was a perfect way to go out.
Um, you were and during your performance like right at the end, you like glanced pretty hard like off to your right, like off screen. Was there someone over there like in the crowd, or were your parents over there or something? Your eyes like went like way left or way right, I think. Did you notice that too? Do you remember doing that?
No, I do not at all. I
I was
do
just watching.
not.
I was rewatching it before we got on, and I was just like, I wonder who was over there to the right.
Shoot, I need to go back and look. Maybe it'll jog my brain.
Yeah, it was like right at the end of your performance. I just thought it was funny. Um,
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, you like
When I
glanced
was,
pretty hard over.
yeah, no idea what I was looking at. No idea.
When you're looking at that final performance, obviously, like Colby got by, and his song was big and and boisterous, and his performance was like he was interacting with the backup dancers and all that stuff. Do you have any regrets about your final performance, whether it's song choice or whether it's how you performed it or anything like that?
Zero, zero regrets, man. Um, again, like that song choice, I couldn't have picked a better song to sing for that playoff. And um, you can always say that you could have performed it better. But I mean, I put a lot of work and a lot of effort into that, and I think that I just have to be proud of what I did, and I did. I do feel like I gave 100%, and that's really all I can do.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I don't know if you noticed. Yeah, I'm sure you did that you were tagged like a bazillion times on TikTok and other social medias of
Unreal, man.
outraged fans that thought that they were that you got jobbed on Monday. What was that outpouring like for you to see so many people like literally screaming at their televisions because
Yeah.
you got eliminated?
I mean, honestly, it makes you feel a little bit better. It makes you feel a little bit better, like, because it just reminds you that people were believing in you, people were rooting for you, and at the end of the day, that means that I did what I was trying to do on this show. I connected with people, and um, yeah, used my voice to actually, um, touch somebody, and that reaction, it honestly just meant so much. It really did. It really did.
Looking back on it, you were coached by Adam Levine. You won all of your performances until the final one, and somebody who didn't win gets through. I mean, that's a whole
Yeah,
thing, the show being saved and all that stuff. But looking back, you're coached by Adam and Kate Hudson and Leanne Rhymes. You get to meet John
crazy.
Legend and Kelsey Ballerini's holding up glittery signs for you, and Michael Bublé is calling you Great Britain and a Bond villain and all that stuff. And what has this
Man,
whole experience been like?
absolutely unreal. This whole experience is I think something that unintentionally I've been preparing for my whole life. Um, I've always known that I wanted to sing. I've always known that music touches me in a specific way, and like in a very special way. It has a place in my heart. Um, I did not know that I was going to do The Voice 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Um, but getting this opportunity to go out to LA to meet these incredible, you know, superstars, incredible singers, incredible performers. Learn from them, just get to know them, see how they do things, see how they treat other people. That's a big deal. Um, I think I mean I learned so much that it didn't have to do with singing while I was out there. And I know that I'm walking away from the experience better than I did when I started. So
Along with the experience and the notoriety and all that stuff of this show was a lot of um, attention from women that were going
yeah,
across the nation,
yeah,
on TikTok and social
yeah,
media and all that stuff. I think I saw someone invite you to a college dance at some point.
yep.
What, what has that kind of been like for you?
Man, I can't really do anything about it, right? Like um, it's never a bad thing when that's the case, like, and it's not like that. I don't think about that very often, if I'm being honest with you. Yes, it does. There's a lot of attention and a lot of DMs and a lot of tags, and frankly, a lot of videos on TikTok. It's just been unreal. But again, I think that just shows the love and support, and that I'm doing something right. Um, and hopefully they'll continue to listen to my music. Right. So, yeah.
Has there been like any like really funny ones or outrageous ones that have reached out to you? Can you give me like one that's acceptable for the public?
Man, let me see. I screenshotted one the other day. Um, yeah, I mean, it's just crazy, like crazy things. Like the amount of people, the amount of girls who have invited me to our wedding is kind of unreal. I think that's the craziest thing. I think honestly, I mean, that seems to be a common one. That's clean.
Well, it's a good thing that you got the invite to your wedding. I mean,
Right, right.
at least you'll be there.
Again, and you know what? Like I try not to dig too deep into the comments.
So you haven't taken anyone up on these offers yet?
I have not. I have not. Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
All right. Well, I wanted to ask you now. Obviously, the show's over. You're moving on to bigger and better things. You have two singles out of your own.
Yeah.
Tell me about what the reception has been like to Harmony and to Divine, and kind of where things go from here.
Gosh, I mean, releasing my first two songs has been in you know unbelievable. There's been so much positive feedback, and people are absolutely loving the music, and the fact that I know that these songs came from my heart, and I'm sharing them. It means the world to me. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. Like, you want to release music, you want to connect with people, and I feel like I'm really connecting with people, and so I'm continuing to write, continuing to record. I'm actually releasing the cover of Yellow very soon, very soon. So that'll be coming out real soon, and then I've got another original coming out sometime this summer. So
I'm just
yeah, dude,
I'm
crazy.
curious, what's the process of that like? Do you have to like ask Coldplay to be able to record it, and then they give you permission to do that? Like, what is that?
Yes, yes. I mean, it's not like I'm directly talking to Coldplay, but I do have to get permission and it to go.
Awesome. So when you look back at this whole experience, Britton Moore made it to the playoffs on The Voice. Now you're
Yeah.
moving. You're moving on. How is this going to help propel you to a career in music that you now realize is attainable?
Man, for a lot of people on The Voice, uh, you know, unfortunately, this is like their like highlight, uh, and I know that this is a highlight of my career, but it's really just the kickstart. It's just getting me going. And I know that there are so many things to come in the future. I've already made some incredible relationships. I just had Zach Brown reach out to me yesterday, and that was amazing. Getting to sing his song, but like I can really see it happening. If you really put the effort and work into it, like I definitely can see the dream being attained. So yeah.
Zach Brown, one of my favorite artists, so that's awesome.
Dude, I was jumping up and down. Like I've been listening to him for so long, and the Zach Brown band for so long. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to like name drop, but dude, I'm freaking out. So yeah.
Colder Weather, one of my all-time favorite karaoke songs, and one of my all-time favorite songs in general.
Agreed.
Um, so last two things for you. The support you've already touched on it from obviously people on social media and from women and all that stuff has been incredible. But here in San Antonio, I think the story that I posted on TikTok that we did about a month and a half ago got
Yeah.
170,000 views on TikTok. Everyone on it was like, "I'm a North Rocker. I love him. I love his whole family.
Let's
Um,
go.
San Antonio's behind you." There were so many comments like that on that video. Seeing all that, seeing the cool and the outpouring of support from the people in San Antonio. What has that meant to you?
Man, it's been really, really special throughout this whole process. I've just been honored to represent San Antonio, to represent Texas, and so just getting that support from other people, being out and about and having somebody come up to you and just, tell you how awesome it's been to watch. Like, just getting to share that experience with not only my friends and family, but with San Antonio has been a huge, huge blessing. I love this city so much. This is where I grew up. Um, I don't ever want to move, and yeah, I mean, I just continue. I hope to continue to represent well. So yeah.
Seeing is that your musical journey really started like what 2 years ago when you stopped playing baseball. Um,
Yeah.
did you ever imagine that it would be like you'd be here already? You'd be having two singles out. You'd already made all these connections. Zach Brown reaching out to you, Adam Levine probably on speed dial at this point. Like, did you think Did you think that like 2 years into this musical journey, this is where you'd be?
No, no, not even for a second. Um, Kind of in my head, I've always thought like, oh, I'm gonna get there. If you would have told me when I was calling my coach 2 years ago to tell him, hey, like I'm not gonna be able to play baseball anymore. I'm gonna kind of go a different direction. Uh, if you would have told me then that I would be here now, singing a playoff performance on The Voice, this national stage, and release 2 songs, and with more to come, like. No, I would not believe you. But if I'm being honest with you, Matt, this is a God thing, 100% a God thing. Like I I know that I'm not doing this on my own, and I know why I'm doing this, and it's to represent Christ and to share His love through music. Whether that's Christian music or not. Like I still believe that's what I'm doing. So very grateful, very grateful.
All right, last thing. What was your favorite moment? Obviously, this was all recorded last year. Favorite moment of being out in LA and being on The Voice, whether that's funny, whether it's on stage, whether it's backstage. What was your best, most favorite moment of this entire?
Dude, there were so many. I mean, so many incredible moments. It was honestly, it felt like a dream. Like you're living in LA, you're in a hotel. They're bringing you to the studio, and you're getting dressed. A couple of my favorite things was the wardrobe. I loved picking out my outfits. They would buy clothes for you, and you would get to pick whatever you wanted. And in this warehouse of clothes. I'm a clothes guy, so I thought that was really cool. Um, Getting to meet all those incredible celebrities, thought that's unbelievable. Between the coaches and the celebrity guests, I think that was really awesome. But the city of LA was amazing. I got to go to an amazing church called Mosaic. I went every weekend. That church was, you know, life changing. If I'm being honest with you. And then one of my favorite moments was when my parents were out. We went to a Dodgers game, and Shohei hit a. It wasn't a walk off, but it took the lead, and it was nuts. We had really good seats, and I got to watch Shohei. So, yeah, those are just a couple.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, also, by the way, I wanted to mention regarding the attention that you were getting, the TikTok that you made of the hard launch and then the Dr. Pepper.
Bro,
Congratulations on you and Dr. Pepper. I hope you have a happy life together. So.
I'm so glad that did well, man. I mean, I know that a lot of people can relate to loving Dr. Pepper. So